And just in case, talking about recording, you can find the recording on our Skool community.
Yeah.
So if anyone is curious. Let's still wait for a few minutes before until more people join.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna stay a bit without video. Just coming back home, and then I'm gonna join
Sure, Elena, no
properly.
problem at all.
Properly.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Who still has the morning? Who already is in the middle of a day here?
I'm 5 o'clock in the morning in Virginia here.
Oh my God.
Oh. Wendy,
Well,
I'm very dedicated.
welcome, Wendy. I see you have coffee with you, so.
Oh, yes. Yes. This is my, I topped it off. So I guess you could say this is my second cup.
Good. Anyone else? Where I see Arya, and I don't want to mispronounce her name.
Yeah, I guess it's me. It's Sanjukta here,
Yeah.
and it's 2 o'clock here in Dubai.
Oh, nice.
I am pretty close by. It is 12 o'clock here in Cairo, Egypt.
Oh, nice. Wow. And we have here a few Lithuanians, and I'm in Portugal. We have a sunny day, so it's nice.
Yeah.
So let's give maybe because as we are already recorded, I will start with a short intro to what we are doing here today, and hopefully more people will join with their questions. So thank you all for coming, first of all. I really hope that this discussion is going to be helpful for you to prepare for the ACC exam. So if you have any questions during the discussion, just text them, type them in the chat box, and we will either cover them during the discussion, during the event, or at the end of it. So just to give a short intro of who we are. So me and the speakers, Ausra and Rimvydas, we have co-founded a coaching community for the coaches to actually cover these topics like this: preparation for a certification, exams, developing coaching business, developing coaching practice, discussing the struggles that we have with coaching. So this community, you can join the community with following the QR code on the screen, or there is also a link in the chat box. There is a 7-day trial, so if you want to just check it out and see if this is your place, totally free. You are free to do it. There's like workshops and guest talks and mastermind and courses there, and yeah, we will also discuss like coaching niche and philosophy and books, and we have a peer-to-peer coaching program there already starting. So just a community for the coaches by the coaches. And also, just to let you know that on Friday, we will also have another open event to everyone. It's going to be, we will have a guest who is one of the most well-known and established and experienced coaches in Lithuania. He is already renewing his MCC for now. So he's been in coaching for 30 years. He has businesses. He translates books, coaching books. He has he's a teacher on the coaching school in one of the best and biggest coaching schools in Lithuania. So we will have him as a guest talk on Friday. Feel free to join. It's a Zoom link as well. So if you want to check it out. And I guess this is it. A short intro. So should we jump right into the ACC exam? Okay, good. So could you all of you just text in the chat box a quick hey, the country you're from, and when is your ACC exam, and what's your biggest struggle with it?
8th of December. It's very close.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very close.
Oh, the content. Okay.
Yeah.
Cairo.
Learning average. Yeah.
Okay.
Very good spot to start. Maria, we have already a couple of questions.
Yes.
Let's maybe start.
Yeah. Maybe let's start. Okay. Thanks for the shares. And if you want to add, just do it as well during and if you have, as I mentioned, if you have any questions coming up, just type them in the chat box. So we have a couple people here, including me. I took my ACC exam over a year ago, as well as Ausra, and Rimvydas is the one who took the exam the most recently.
Yes.
So I see that one person, Arya, is just covering data. So we will cover a little bit with a question like, why are you getting certified? And also go straight to the ACC exam as well after that. So just to have like a little bit of a understanding who we are and where we are at in terms of Rimvydas and Ausra's journey, can you share a little bit where you're at with your coaching journey? Why did you decide to get certified and your general impression of ACC exam?
Rimvydas, would you like to start?
Okay, sure. No problem. So I started my coaching journey in the summer of last year. It was just like a backup plan for me while I was working in CEO position in leadership positions for 20 years. I just thought that I need something which I can do by myself without organization, you know. But this backup plan turned my main plan for the rest of the life. When I familiarized myself with the coaching philosophy and what it brings to the people. So I joined the before mentioned biggest school in Lithuania for the coaching. The Povilas Petrauskas MCC is main facilitator there. And during the learning phase, I understood how important it is to better understand myself, to be able to help other people, and how much community also helps in this journey. I joined ICF, not waiting for my certification, just to be part of that community. I joined alumni of our school, and certification for me was like just part of the process, but being already fully in the community and in the coaching environment. So my learning phase for ACC finished in the end of this summer with mentorship, with those 10 hours of mentorship finished, and exam was pretty much close to that teaching phase finishing. My preparation was maybe not so how to say, not the classical one, because from the start I was active in my school as coordinator of new groups. So I was exposed to the coaching teachings for longer, let's say, and such technical maybe knowledge as competencies and competencies relation to the practice, they were always with me during that period. So my preparation was just to believe in myself that I already know some stuff needed for an exam. But I, of course, took some concrete steps, during the learning, but it's maybe next question, next phase. So yeah, my exam was a month ago, more than a month ago. It's quite fresh in my memory, and I will gladly share what I remember and know regarding that.
Can you just tell us, were you taking the new exam or the old exam?
The new exam, the old exam is no longer available to take as a choice. It was for some time. You could choose between old version and new version, and right now it's only new version available for ACC.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to let people know, the new exam consists of 60 questions, and then it takes 90 minutes. Compared to the old exam, who took the old exam, it's much shorter and much more doable. So yeah, we will jump into some technicalities a bit later. But Ausra, thanks with us for sharing. Ausra, could you tell about yourself?
Sure, thank you. I was thinking, what was the kickoff point where I decided that coaching would be or could be for me. So I was looking through my career, of course, and I do remember some managers who were, let's say, different from others. They were more curious, they were less direct. So I guess I didn't recognize that this might be the coach approach, right, or coaching management. But exactly 8 years ago, I joined one company, and the manager there was a coaching professional. So I have been in the coaching cloud or background for over 8 years. So working shoulder to shoulder with my coach and manager as well, 2-in-1. And then later on, I decided I really would like to get some professional knowledge into that area. And I started coaching school here in Lithuania, the same one as Rimvydas mentioned. But before that, for 8 years, I was in competence assessment, personality and competence assessment and training sector. So I think that this background helped me as well, because Rimvydas mentioned, know yourself first of all, and then you can, I think that then you can help yourself step into the coaching more professionally, or deeper, or somehow something like that. So I do believe that the competence assessment, understanding, how do you gain competence, how do you lose it, or how do you improve it, or how do you strengthen it, and knowing yourself as personality. And I mean deeply, not like, what kind of animal am I, or what kind of color I would like to be, blue or yellow or whatever. But really scientifically proven tools can help you know yourself. So that's my background where I step into the coaching. And I took the exam exactly last year in November. And it was the first day of the new exam format, so actually here lies one of the challenges for me, because I didn't have anybody to consult or to talk to, how does it go? What can I expect? How do I get ready for that? Except for, of course, all those technical and theoretical parts. So I was like a pioneer. So I took that new exam a year ago, and now I'm working with individual coaching clients. Some of them are from our training programs, because we work with managers, and I am as a separate individual resource, coaching resource for them, to combine the learning in the room, soft skill training, and then me as a coaching professional for them. So that's my background.
Thanks, Alfred, for sharing. If anyone has questions or comments about it, feel free to text as well. So I see that both Ausra and Rimvydas took the new exam, and I was the one who took the old exam. So just to react to what Arya was saying in the chat box, that she's learning and gathering data on becoming an ACC. So exam is the last step. Before that, you finish your coaching education, at least 60 hours, then it's mentoring for 10 hours, then it's recording, or however you do the assessment in your own coaching school. And the exam is the last step to get your official certification. You can find a lot of details about this in our already published ACC roadmap course in the Skool community. So there's going to be a lot of details about it. So we put everything together because the information can be confusing. Okay, so now let's go into the exam itself. So technically, the exam consists of 3 parts. 30% is about the code of ethics. That's what you already find on ICF page, for example. Another 30% is about knowing the lines between coaching, therapy, and like when to refer the client. And the other 40% is on ICF competencies. So you probably know that ICF competencies recently changed since October. The new updated version was released. You can also find it on our courses here. We're going to release the exam specific course this week on our coaching community, but you can find this information everywhere right now. So although the competencies were updated, the exam is based on the old competencies. Just to be mindful of that. It's competencies from 2019. So now maybe we can jump right into the preparation of exam. So Rimvydas and Ausra. So what was the hardest part when taking the exam and preparing for exam, both psychologically and technically?
Okay. So Ausra, maybe I will take first again. You know, as I mentioned, for me, the situation was that I, for a long time, was exposed to the coaching environment in the school. So for me, the hardest part was to finish my mentorship and, you know, go through that transition from doing coaching to being a coach. And that was crucial for me to believe in myself that I bring value with coaching for the clients. But on the technical part, I felt that I more or less have a technical knowledge regarding the ethics, the competencies, and even referring to clients to the therapy. So my advice would be, if it's possible in your environment, just to find the possibilities to expose as much as possible yourself to the coaching learning communities and schools, maybe even with volunteering work, because the learning then happens naturally, you know, just being in that environment and connecting that text and information on websites or quizzes to the actual practice, how it relates. And that helped me a lot. And when the date for the exam came, I had to choose the date. You know, I filled the application for ACF. They confirmed it, and there was possibility to choose date a month in the future or 2 months in the future. And that was a struggle for the moment, you know, which date to choose and how much to prepare yet. So for me, it was next day. You know, I sat for a minute, thought about myself, thought about what I've done before that date, and I understood that no matter how much time I will give myself more, it will not change the outcome. So that was, you know, for me, it was more psychological switch that, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to do this. But I don't know, Maria, are we taking right now the preparation steps, the, you know, details how we prepared, or it will be a little bit further ahead?
You can already share the details. And if anyone wants to hear something else, just let us know.
Yeah, sure, because, you know,
yeah,
we can talk about ourselves. It's not a problem for us. Yeah. So regarding preparation, nevertheless, that I was working in the school, volunteering in the school, I understood that at least a couple of times serious reading of the material is necessary. And it's surprisingly, it's not a lot of it. So we know how much the competency statement, how much is the ethics code, and the referring to the clients, the document is not 20 pages, something like that. It's not very extensive. And referring to the client is most difficult, you know, on the factual side. There's a lot of to remember when we refer, how we refer, the symptoms, yes. But judging from the exam itself and questions, it is not so that very concrete things are asked, you know, it's not necessary to remember exact phrasing or something like that. It's more understanding of principles, you know, when is the moment to refer, when is the moment to stop coaching. Same with the ethics. Even though ethics changed recently, yes, also, and exam is based on the old version. In my opinion, in my understanding, how I remember the exam and documents themselves, the questions are formulated that way that you readily can pass with new version of ethics also if you are learning only on that, because it's again the questions are about the basics of ethics, you know, how to distinguish between the employer, the stakeholders, and your client, and you know who comes first, what is allowable to share information, what not. And again, it's not directly referred to the documents and documents text. You know, it's about understanding the ethics principles altogether. And same is with competencies. They have changed, and we will of course also look very closely to the changes and what they bring to the coaching profession altogether. But from the questions in the exam, I gathered that again, it's about understanding the basic principles, you know, the eight competencies and their essence, not the exact wording of each subcompetency. So what helped for me a lot in the preparation, reading the documents, that's one thing, but again, not trying to remember verbatim, word by word. But I employed artificial intelligence a lot. And as I shared in the Facebook group also, I used Notebook LM and I used ChatGPT extensively. So that was kind of interactive learning for me. I configured them, let's say, to have all the information necessary, all those documents, and each day I have queried for quizzes, just 5 questions. You know, I changed topics, changed how much of those questions I go through each time, but for a couple of months each day I just had 2 or 3 sessions with quizzes. You know. And if something was unclear for me, I just discussed with ChatGPT. You know, if I got the questions wrong, I got the answers wrong, I just dived deeper why it was so. You know, what is background, and just to put that background information and understanding on my wrong answer. Before the exam, it's not, you know, to brag or something, but I felt that I can answer all the ChatGPT questions and quizzes correctly. So it was again confirmation that I am ready, you know. But then I tried some other quizzes and those flashcards where you have to map correct subcompetency to competency. There I did not get all the answers correctly. So it's something to look into, maybe to have more opportunities to learn that way, also to have it more fleshed out. So that was my process. I think it's quite effective using current technologies and you know, combining the hard learning, reading documents, practice working in the school or volunteering in the school, and just quiz yourself each day. And artificial intelligence helps for that very much, because you don't have to look for questions, you know, look for questionnaires or something like that. So sorry, I took some time.
Oh, it's okay. I think it was very valuable, Rimvydas. Thanks for sharing. Someone who seems more technological advanced than you can use AI to your advantage. I did it in the old school way. I don't know who relates with me. So it is told it's of course not a rule, but it's told that if you take like those mock exams, and there's going to be one link later on in our course, it's best to take it with a success rate of 90%. But what you really need to do is, and don't be scared to take the same mock exam for like 5 times. That's what I did. I had the biggest mock exam. It was a Google form. So I took it like probably like at least 5 times. And I literally, with every answer, I was thinking, like, why is this a correct answer? I was literally sitting down, and for 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes if I needed, I was trying to understand why is this the best answer. Because what happens in exam, you will have one answer is going to be clearly bad one is going to be clearly good one, and then you have some in between. And one word, for example, one answer, let's say, will breach only 2 competences, and another answer will breach 3 competences. And it's going to be just one word difference. And you have to choose the one which breaches 3 competences instead of 2. So when you do those mock exams, it's really important to understand clearly how many competences were breached, or how did I breach the ethical code of ethics, and to just really analyze it. And even if you don't have a lot of mock exams with you, it's okay. Or you work with ChatGPT and you have repetitive questions coming up, you just sit down and analyze question by question for as deeply as you can. I guess Rimvydas was also saying that, right?
Yeah, it helps that, with ChatGPT, you just automatically go deeper, it's now talking to you as a person. So you can discuss the stuff quite easily with it. So it helps.
Yeah, thank you, Rimvydas. And Ausra, what about you?
I do not consider myself so tech advanced person. I wish I could have used the AI to help me, but I was the old school student, so-called old school, because I was just reading, we're just looking for materials, reading a lot, highlighting something. That's the way I learn in general. I need to write it down, to sit on it, to think, from different perspectives, and then move on. So that's what I did actually. But my very first challenge was in the early stage of the school, where I really had an idea that this school is actually preparing me for the exam, because the school is ICF certified, and I just had an assumption that if I finish the school, I'm ready for the exam. So that was my first mistake, actually. Then the second challenge was that information is really plentiful. I mean, and it's scattered. So as I didn't employ all those technological tools, right? So I did it manually, or time consumingly, and that was a little bit disappointing. And at one stage, I remember I started having self-doubt, if can I really do this? Am I really in the right place of, reading about code of ethics? Maybe it's not the last version I need, and so on, because the information was not, the platform with the information was not really very user-friendly, if I can put it like that. So I was at a loss because of the variety and yes, because of the variety of sources, let's put it like that. And then, as I mentioned, the new format, I understood that I'm going to have that new format of the exam, and I had nobody to consult. So I just could rely on myself. That's what I decided to do finally. But I would agree that reading the materials a couple of times and mock exams, sitting on them, just giving yourself time to think and question yourself at the same time. So that's what helps you, really.
Ausra, so talking about you taking the example, like the first person to take the menu exam. So you were finding mock exams and materials for the old exam. And when you came into the new exam, how different was it? Like, what was your impression?
I cannot say that I remember a big difference. I mean, it kind of prepared me for the event as such, you know, for the thing as such, the examination. But the wording, I do not know, because maybe, you know, it was the information was so abundant and so many questions tried and thought of beforehand. So I cannot say that I felt like, oh, this is a different wording, or maybe, you know, this refers to quite something different that I was preparing to. So, no.
Okay, thanks, Ausra. That's what I was wondering, because I think despite the exam changing, I think you can use old mock exams easily.
I think
It does not will not have any issues for you to prepare.
Shouldn't. At least I hope it shouldn't, you know.
And whoever has already analyzed the changes in ICF competencies, these changes are not huge. There's a few competencies, sub-competencies added, and there's like one or another word changed. So nothing is major. Okay, let's react to some of the questions here. Sobia was asking, while taking mock exams, how can we assure that answers mentioned in the answer key are actually the correct ones? So usually these mock exams are like, they give you the correct answer there. I'm not sure if I covered your question properly, Sobia. Because yeah, you usually have the questions and you have the correct answers there.
Yeah, but that's always comes, you know, with due diligence on each and every one of us. You know, we have to check what sources are we using. Are they, you know, reputable? And maybe some people already took those tests and can comment that those are okay. With ChatGPT, AI is also, as we talked here in chat already, it's important to stay vigilant. You know, it helps. It's your partner, but just don't take everything for granted from ChatGPT or any other AI, at least for now. Yeah, we have to be vigilant.
Thanks, Rimvydas. Yes, you cannot trust anything for 100%. That's why when you're doing the mock exams, have the competencies and code of ethics next to you, open, and then try to get back to it again. Try to read it again and see how you understood the question. So we have another question. How long did it take you to prepare for the theoretical part? I don't know, Aurelia. Actually, I think I prepared for my exam for like a week, a good week, maybe max 2 weeks. And like it's like every day for like a few hours. And it was enough. But let's not forget that we already done a lot of preparation before the actual exam prepare, right? Especially when you were submitting your performance evaluation. That's where a lot of preparation happens. And this will be used because there's a link of ACC, minimum ACC requirements. I will share it with you now. So once you use those to prepare for that performance evaluation, that also helps the exam. So Aurelia, did I answer your question?
And you know, I would add here also to Maria a very, very good point, because while we prepare for our evaluation and going through mentorship, we are working very actively with competencies. So at least that part, if not ethical and referring to the client to the therapy, there comes time they're preparing for mentorship. I had maybe 10 recordings. And only 11th recording went to the mentorship because, of course, it was a little bit my problem. I was not sure of myself. But during those analyzing of those 10 recordings and transcripts, I had for myself competencies next to me, and I marked by myself where I see the competencies, you know, reflected in my coaching, where I hit the ACC markers even, because in our school we usually don't even wait for ACC. We go for PCC markers just to simplify things, you know, just to have that concrete structure what we have to hit. And yeah, it helps a lot to look in your session and try to find out where your competencies shine through, yes, and if any critical issues arises. Again, AI helps here too, artificial intelligence, also, of course, with agreements from the clients. So you can analyze your sessions with ChatGPT. Just bear in mind that you have to have clients agreement for that, because it's data for AI, artificial intelligence. There, the trust is even less, because ChatGPT at least is very complimentary for you. So each transcript will be, you are quite good at coaching. You are quite good. You are hitting your points, yes. And we have to be a little bit more stricter with the artificial intelligence to require them to give us more critical answers, let's say. But it helped also just to pinpoint where the competencies are present in my session.
Yes. And Rimvydas, you're lucky. I did 25 recordings. I totally get into a perfectionist mode, and until 4 months later, I was like, I can't do this anymore. So Wendy gave us a question. Did they change the exam in order to reduce reading burnout in the experience? Yes, that's one of the reasons. The old exam was 4 hours. So that was exhausting to the max. Like, literally, I wanted the exam to end just because I was so tired. Yeah. And Sophic exam now refer to the old ethics and competencies, right? You can, yes and no. Refer, yes. Learn the old ethics and competencies, yes. But also know the difference with the new ones, because the changes are not so huge. So while you're learning the old ones, you might as well update yourself on the new ones. And there's a comparison. So I will find the link now, and I will put that in here. There's a comparison between them, and it's going to make it so much easier.
Yes.
How do we flag the questions for the review link while giving the exam? So while you will be choosing the answers for the questions, you can also, there's like this button, flag them. And at the end of each section, because it's divided in 2 parts, if you take the voluntary break, it's not mandatory. And you can you will see just flag questions at the end. Just flag. All the answered, you can leave them behind, and all the flagged ones you can review again.
I have one more question here.
Yes,
Sorry.
please. Yeah.
Once we complete, so there's a section till the break, and then after the break, there is section 2 starting.
Yes.
So if we move on to section 2, can we go back to section 1 to the flagged questions?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's made on purpose, because you have that break, even if you do not go to the break, but you potentially can go and look at your notes and get back and fix your questions in that 30 questions part. So it's you done that, go into a break, and only next 30 questions are available to you. Those are locked. Yeah. So
how you, like as any other exam, I'm pretty sure we took a lot of exams here in this group between us all. The questions, if you know the answers, 100% answer them quickly and move on. Because every question can be quite time consuming, because it's these are situational questions. There's a lot of text to read, and you have to think about it. You have to think about the answer. So if you are 100% sure about the answer, mark it, go move on. And then just flag the ones you're really not sure, and leave at least 15 minutes for yourself at the end to go through these flag questions. Yeah.
Yes, but it's as Maria said, it's classical Pearson VUE exam environment. So if you went through project management or any other exam which is covered by Pearson VUE, it's the same environment. So it's nothing special regarding that. And same exam taking rules applies. If you know for sure, go for it. Just don't spend a lot of time. Because as I saw from the questions, from those 60 questions, there is that recognizable structure that two answers are false from, from the start. You see the false ones, and only two others are debatable, And from the amount of points I was given, it's evident that there are partial points for some questions. So it's not that only one question is totally true. Some points are given for partial true answers, because the amount of points was not, equal by the questions.
Thanks, Rimvydas. Ausra, maybe you have something to add.
Probably not here, but I did see the Wendy's question about pass or fail, and I do have still something here. Would you read the question, please? Or I can do that, of course. What do you think, Maria? How is
Yeah, please,
best for you?
Ausra, read it, react to it.
Okay, I'm just scrolling down just to find it. Just a moment. Where is that? Oh my God. Okay, after the exam, pass, fail, how did that experience influence your coaching presence? So, my experience is that I failed my first attempt. I can honestly say that it hit my ego quite harshly. I was not crying, I was not angry, but I was walking from that exam with the only single question in my head, like, what happened? How could it happen? Because I was really, investing time and effort and all myself into that. Well, but it happened. So I allowed myself for 2 days not to think about it at all. And then I was making a decision, should I come back to re-examination or not? What does it mean to me? How does it influence my presence or practice as coach and so on? And I had those maybe 2 days of self-coaching, quite intense. So I decided, okay, I need to and I want to do that. So I came back to the exam. The struggle here was I was not sure what went wrong. Okay, so I tried, but I failed to get any specific feedback. How should I prepare better for the re-examination? Because I didn't know where I failed. So that was quite frustrating. But I allowed myself not to have any coaching sessions or practices during that time of re-examining, because I felt that somehow I would like to focus to find the needed answers for myself and to focus on re-examining rather than mixing it with some coaching sessions with my clients. So that was my strategy.
Thanks for the share, Ausra. I did not know that actually, that you
Well,
failed the first attempt.
I'm happy I can surprise you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, well, and at the same time, I hope it encourages the other ones, because it can happen. And sometimes it can happen for some reasons which you will not know, because you will not get the exact feedback, and that's okay. If you're determined enough to get your certification or to continue your coaching journey in your coaching practice, that shouldn't stop you. You just sit down, answer your questions honestly, talk to yourself, and then go back and just try again. That's it.
Yeah. Technically, you can retake the exam 6 times per year. And it will cost, every retake will cost you $105. But what Ausra told is you don't get the specific feedback on what you did wrong. So that's the most, I think, retaking it is very psychological, because you have to trust yourself that you can do it despite not knowing what was wrong. Yeah. So that's the hardest part, I find. And also, when I was taking the exam, and as you know, it took 4 hours, I was only sure about 30 or 40% of my answers being correct. The other ones where I was like, honestly, I want this to be done. I don't know if I passed it, and I just want to go home and cry or get a cocktail or whatever. So, and I passed, and I was surprised.
Just building on that, we have colleague in our school who took exam 3 times, failed with old format, and went this year with new format and passed. But you know, the strength of spirit to fail 3 times and still go back was something to behold. Of course, that guy is also a volunteer in the army, so it's maybe not so surprising. So he went and did it again. For me, of course, I didn't know hitting that button that exam is complete, I will pass or not. I used also, as Maria told, that technique just to, you know, write percentage of the questions I am sure about. And I saw that more or less I am hitting the mark. Well, of course, it's not guaranteed. But for a week after, I did not have the feeling that something, you know, changed. I did not believe that it's done. Yeah. Later it came, but the main transition for me, I think, was actually during the mentorship, because that switch from doing coaching to being coach, and after that the exam was just, you know, a checkpoint I have to do before the getting certification. So there was a transition, not the exam itself. Yeah, but looking at that result page, which only number and the word pass, you know, pass and number, it's not surprising that in the coaching community it was often used that every number after that password is 100%. You know, it doesn't matter how much it is. It's 100%. You passed. That's what matters. So, you know, then later in the week that feeling came that, okay, that's past me, and I returned to being the coach, you know, and not worrying about the exam.
Yeah, I relate with Rimvydas. Yeah, for a week it was like something somewhere, you are somewhere, and we floating around, and then yeah, the next step is always is as scary as taking the exam. So what I do with being certified now, like, am I starting my coaching business? How am I practicing the coaching? I think that was as scary as preparing for exam. On a scale of 1 to 10, oh, we see the scaling. Coaches love it. How easy is the ACC exam? I would say for me it was 8 or 9. It was hard enough.
Yeah, I can compare to project management exam and to software testing exam. So this was hardest of them 3, because those were more knowledge-based, you know, there you knew the right answer more clearly. Here, even with new formats, still it's a lot to, you know, interpretation and feeling. How do you feel? It's ethical stuff, you know, referring to the therapy. Those are more soft-like and can't have that concrete answer. So it's harder, but in my scale, it's, I think, on 8, firmly on 8.
If I talk about the technical part, so 10, it was, I mean, or 1, which one is which, right? I mean, it was easy. I really understood where I have to come, where I have to do, you know, how to navigate the system itself. So it's easy, like really. But if we talk about the psychology or psychological readiness for the exam, and the psychological status and your inner resource to take all the exam, despite the fact that it's 2 parts and you can have a break. So that was more difficult, but probably that I tend to perfectionism. And I really, you know, I suppose I know English, but I was reading each of the situations like 5 times. Am I sure I understood it correctly? Because I didn't want to slip on one word, you know, or something like that. So technically, very easy. feeling wise or psychologically wise, it was not easy at all, I would say.
Let's maybe touch upon the psychological part a little bit. How do you mentally prepare for the exam, and how do you have to come that you're like best, you know, that you can succeed there?
Yeah, for me, it was, you know, already for some time before the exam, I have switched from salaried work to freelance work, you know, just building coaching business. And hours in the day and in the night were working hours, almost all of them. So that I had to fix for the exam, and quite strictly. So a couple of days before the exam, there was no long nights, but no learning during, you know, late evenings, just a lot of rest. So for the day of the exam, I was well rested, and that was a good feeling, you know, to have. And remembering myself walking from the parking lot to the exam, the day was perfect. It was quite cold, but it was sunny, and that feeling that I am ready was that carried me for the whole duration, you know, preparing, waiting for the exam, and that was very good. So the mindset that I am ready, but even if it will not pass through this time, that I know enough to be a coach was, you know, that what carried me. So that knowledge of readiness is something paramount here for my feeling, you know, for my experience. And rest. Yeah, I will not talk, you know, about those reflections, meditations, and such. Those have its place also in preparation, but the main thing, I suppose, is good rest and mindset that I'm ready. But if something is unsuccessful, I still have a lot of you know, possibilities to retake the exam, and it's not end of the world. So it's just a step.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh, I can
Same.
assure you that it's not the end of the world. So yeah, practically the same for me. Careful planning, but not couple of days. For me, it was like a couple of weeks. Careful planning, not overfilled, you know, or full of everything calendar. Really carefully planned. Sleeping hours and support. I would mention support because all of my family knew that I'm getting ready for the exam. So my children were a little bit more independent, and I saw that they can be independent, like cooking and, you know, getting up for school themselves. So support from the closest persons around you is also very, very important. And it's not about that you got this, you can do this, because it's not my type of thing. But hey, how can I help? So my environment asked me a lot, how can I help? Can I help you somehow? So that was really nice moments to stop and think, okay, I think that if you do that for me, so I would have even more time for walking or meditation or sleeping. So yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Ausra. Yeah, sleep and rest before the exam, for sure.
And you know, Ausra talking about the help of environment, of close relations. Remember one moment also. I was working in the school, coaching school, a couple of days before the exam, and I was not gonna, you know, share the exam date or something like that, but it's just came up, you know. So when will be your exam? You know, like so when you will get your exam? Okay, I'm getting my exam tomorrow. Really? Yes, really, I'm getting my exam tomorrow. And the happiness, you know, on the faces, and yes. And that was something that also switched me on, you know. They are happy for me, they think I'm ready, so I'm going through it.
That's very nice, Rimvydas, the support system and encouragement around. Okay, so we still have 5 minutes. Let's do a quick Q&A round. So if you still have a question, type it in. Wendy is wondering if it would be helpful for you to pretend that there's the actual client and you're an actual coach and you're in a situation. Yes, totally yes. These are situational questions. So it's best if you pretend that you're in actual coaching related situation or coaching session. That will be easiest. Does having acronyms to remember the competencies help? I guess I could return the question to Sobia. Does it help to you?
But now touching on this point a little bit, my feeling again, I saw only one set of questions. You know, each of us, if not retaking the exam, we saw one set of questions. But judging from them, there's no such, you know, direct correlation with exactly knowing the wordings. I'm returning to that idea. You have to understand which subcompetency goes to which competency, but it's worded more loosely, you know, not the in exact phrases, but coach doing this and this, to which competency it relates, you know, something like that. It's more in the talk-like sentence structure. So acronyms, maybe if you struggle to remember those 8 competencies as they are structured, as they are, you know, but what cadence say that, maybe it will help. But I suppose at this level, preparing for CC 100 hours, so we know by heart, you know, the first competency, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth. It's here already.
Yeah. How different are the ACC, MCC, PCC? Unfortunately, I cannot answer that. I think we are all here ACCs and just starting the first steps to get to PCC.
Yeah, so that's something in our community we will grow into also. So we are starting from this level and we will cover PCC, but as much as we can gather the real trustworthy information from our colleagues, from real experiences. So we'll not try to guess here how it's different, but from the communication and discussions on the various groups, PCC is still in the same format, old format, the more situational oriented, you know, so the reading is there. What Maria explained about ACC and those reading fatigue, so it's still in PCC. And here was also in the questions discussion a little bit that they are preparing to switch PCC test also to that more you know, knowledge related than. And Vaida, I understand he was listening on the discussion in ACF yesterday. There was a open meeting also, so maybe you can pitch in here.
Yeah, hi everybody. Sorry I'm without camera today. So I was listening yesterday to this to the training of ICF on updated competencies, and what was said that ACC exam will not change because ACC is related to the knowledge, right? So however, the PCC and MCC exam will be different, will be updated, and it will still be held using the situations, right? So when you have to indicate the correct answer and incorrect answer, that's why I don't know. I shared the link on our chat. So this training is really good and really helped me even to prepare for the ACC, because once we are training on something bigger, so it's easier to get done. I mean, it was easier for me, right? So to have the ACC exam, yeah. So not much I can say. So actually, I would like to overview this training, and I think so it will be placed in the ACF platform at any case. So if they will share the slides, what they promised to do, I can share the community as well. So, but so far I don't have it. I don't see it on the email, but they promised it. Actually, it's a lot of useful information and interesting information on the updates. Yeah.
Thanks, Vaida. So as we already approached the end of the event, I'm very grateful for everyone who participated. And just talking about PCC, we are preparing the course roadmap to PCC. So that's going to be in our community pretty soon, launched pretty soon. The ACC exam course will also be launched this week. So, and if you still have questions and you decide to join our community, at least for a trial time, you can type the questions in the discussion, and we will all discuss it.
Yes. And this kind of events, those sharings of ACC experiences, we'll try to do them regularly, at least once a month. And we are preparing already the next one in December. But the month will be, you know, holidays, so shorter. We'll see how it comes around. Those events will be available also in YouTube platform. So no need to join the community if you want to see them. But we welcome you because the discussion will be there in the community. Discussion, collaboration, peer coaching, and much more.
So from, just to close the session, from 1 to 10, how ready you are for the ACC exam? The ones who are preparing. Just type in your answer. 20. Oh, wow. Okay. 20, 95. Amazing.
Cool.
Well, good luck, everyone who are taking the exam. I know that there is one person taking in December, and other people are taking next year. So good luck to everyone. If you find a ways to reach out to us and still have more questions, feel free. And otherwise, I wish you a beautiful day and thanks for being here. Especially a big thank you for Rimvydas and Ausra for sharing.
Yeah. Thanks, Maria, for hosting, and thank you, everyone, for joining us. It was a pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
you.
Hope to see you again sometime.
Yeah.
Bye.